he was worth it. The whites, nigga. This was early 90s, nigga. Like 91, 92.
What you mean a long ass way?
It was a long nigga, that wait was long as shit.
Oh, the wait.
Yeah.
Wait, oh yeah, I thought you said a long way.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
The wait was long as shit. Like, they waiting long as shit for these slabs out this motherfucker, man. Call an hour ahead, shit. Yeah, we almost up to you, my man.
That's how it was, especially if you see beef ribs.
It's like they just start making that shit when you order, so ain't nothing on deck. You're right, I got to chop the meat, bro. Phone ringing, maybe I should chop some meat now. No, wait to see what they want. Yeah, chop some meat. Them and the Meadowland barbecue joint used to be popular too, because they sauce was
banging.
Money
I know
like
exactly
shit.
what you talking about. Exactly.
That joint was money.
Where was that at again?
It was around that same area, actually on Broad Street, whereas Dwight's was sort of off the cut, off that side block.
Yeah, I don't know. Them niggas had the special sauce.
Yeah, Germantown, right? It's on Germantown.
Them niggas had the special sauce.
Right, because you get the sauce on chicken on the side. I'm gonna need both.
Special sauce.
It
didn't matter.
How y'all like the graphics on the last episode? You like them new joints? Yeah, y'all like them new joints.
I liked it. Look good. I saw it because I watch them. I watch them all.
It was awesome.
I started telling my coworkers about it, so we might get some.
Jeopardize your work, man.
What's funny is, and this is the honest to God truth, I reached out to my man who I went to preschool with, who I talked in a minute. Like, you probably know my man Jamil before. One of y'all did. He used to come over and play 2K, that type of shit. And I hadn't talked to him in a couple of years. Huh?
Garfield.
He lives in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
And I just texted him out the blue, like, what's good? I talk to you, how you doing? Yeah, man, chilling. Saw your podcast, man. You're funny as shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
You need to
That's
do
very
something,
cool.
take it up to the next level. We need more promo.
Yep, I'm working on it.
Need more promo.
Steve's working on it.
I'm talking at him. I need more promo. You can make a Facebook page, Tyler. That'd be excellent. I know you do Facebook. You don't do Facebook? I'm wrong about that? That's not you? What's your thing? What you do?
We need you to step out your comfort, man.
I know.
No, it's,
I be trying on Twitter. I try sometimes.
I can't really do
trying.
Facebook.
You need to do Twitter more often. We all come
Well,
on
it's
Twitter.
cool.
And then we can say whatever.
Well, even with your Twitter, I see you tweet, but you got to tweet the show shit.
I do.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. If you don't be on that motherfucker, how you know what I'm doing?
I see, man.
You don't see nothing because you got words on your glasses. You got to look past that.
I get notifications.
Take the glasses off, you can see it.
I get the notifications.
You don't need glasses, Dwayne, is what I'm saying.
I look good as shit and I'm done, man. You know what I mean? What's
False
up,
flagging
Sally?
asshole. You can kill for that in jail. Rep one click, you don't belong to it. Shit.
Just want to get killed for wearing glasses you don't need.
Right. There's a 4-eye crew in there that will bust your old man. And the beauty of 4-eye crew is it ain't racially biased. You got Mexican, black, white.
We like your frames, though.
Just can't have 20.
You guys watch 60 Days In?
No.
It's funny as shit, man. I recommend trying it. You know the concept.
Your first 60 days in prison?
No. It would be like us three. Like people on the outside are disguised as prisoners, and they go to jail for 60 days.
For like minimum security prison?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and the purpose, well, other than entertainment, is the warden is trying to find out things about the prison that he otherwise wouldn't. So after the 60 days or so, after the 60 days, they debrief and talk about what happened and everything. And this is, I think, season 3 or 4. And in this season, they got somebody that was actually locked up for 20 years. And in maybe...
Wait, he was locked up for 20 years.
Or 10, 20 years, something like that. Yeah, he was a prison champion. Yeah, he did time. And
they want me to go back and they give me a check?
And he's like, what's weird about it is, I think we're halfway through, so maybe they've been there a month or so. He's already the enforcer for the Latin gang. And a black dude in another wing.
He's Latino, right?
Yeah, he's Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay.
And, they're in Arizona. So the majority of the Latinos are Mexican. And he used to be a Latin king. So he had that immediately because they, you know what I mean? But like, he done hemmed people up. Like, the next episode is coming. You hear him, like, smack somebody or some shit. They don't show it, but you hear it, and he might get time for that. Either way,
he ain't get no time.
But then another wing is a black boy, and he's like in charge of like the black crew. Like, and they just got there. I don't know what that means about the convicts in Phoenix. Like, they might need to step their game up. They just
it just might be that. It might be that institution.
I don't know. I'm not saying I want to get arrested in Phoenix just to see.
We don't want to find out.
See the shit here. I'm gonna somebody give me some shit. But it's just entertaining to watch, man.
Yeah.
You check it out. You know, if you ain't got
I heard that. I thought, I was like, wait a minute, it's got to be minimum security. I don't see nobody volunteering to go to max. No super max.
No. There'd be no value in a 23 and 1. Like, what you gonna learn in 1?
Well, maybe episode's gonna be over pretty fast too.
It might be one ill inmate.
It's already season 3. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm talking about if it was in a max. Like crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't even. No, man. Like, what's the one, John? Shot Caller? You seen that movie?
Is that with Bernthal? That guy, is he in that one?
Yes.
I've never seen it. I've been trying to see it.
What's that about?
It's so actually the dude that plays Jamie Lannister, I don't know his name.
Yeah, gotcha.
He gets arrested for some craziness, and somehow, some way, he works his way up the Aryan Nation chain of command, and it's about sort of what goes on with that. It's just wild the type of power that somebody can yield, being confined in a box for 23 hours and only being free for well, not even free, being
the strongest animal come out, man.
Like, the way that they like communicate to the world, like give orders out to people, like the heads of the nation now, at least according to what I've seen on TV, are all in like Supermax, but nothing goes down without their approval.
It's that level of respect, that power that they use.
Right? How the fuck do they get the information? A, B, how do they communicate? Like, there's just.
It's a lot of corruption. That's crazy. Now, I've been trying to see that one now. Yeah. Speaking of Bernthal, though, you heard about the Punisher?
Does it get canceled?
Yeah.
I mean, once they canceled Daredevil,
that was coming.
Disney must have something up there.
Daredevil was the best one, at least in my opinion.
I never saw an episode.
So
I've been hearing it was good.
Yeah,
I know. All right, everybody's telling me.
It don't surprise me if they were.
And this last thing of Jessica Jones is her last. They canceled them last too. The Punisher.
Yeah.
So I can't hate on you too much.
But Disney owns Marvel, though, right? So I'm assuming Disney must have some kind of.
They're saying Hulu's trying to look in and trying to see what's up with it too, but it's all about them rights right now. Once they get that legal work
There's talk about a Disney streaming service.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why, because I mean, they pulled Luke Cage.
Still be PG though.
And I'm like,
so that's I don't think
it's got to have tiers though, because kind of like how Netflix has a kids section on Netflix. They probably do the same thing.
Like I think Disney wants money more than anything.
They're trying to sell all those dollars.
Adjust the brand so they can give more money. Exactly.
Right. And the Marvel movie and the series and the movies are some of Netflix's biggest.
That last Punisher, besides the last scene, if you haven't seen it, when he walks off, with all them kids, it was pretty good. Besides that, I'm like,
it was mad brutal, and that's why I liked it. It was brutal from the start, especially who's in the bathroom.
I told you the opening. That's about as graphic as it gets, man. They was going.
Yeah. My hat's off went up to them chicks. I was like,
gangsters took man punches.
And I like that he didn't pull them punches.
No,
it was assassins.
No, exactly.
No chivalry, none of that. He gonna catch it just like everybody else.
Action.
What? Oh, did I get you? Yeah, it's fine. Let's go.
I'll put you through that sink too.
Right. And you hear the boom, like oh shit.
And then she would get up.
Right. And he turn around. All right, cool. Right between the mother and the fucker. Right there. Going for it. That's just how it goes.
Oh man.
Punisher. He lived by the name.
The preacher guy was fighting all those other mobsters and he went and reset his jaw.
I was like, no. Different type of cannons over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Different. Yeah.
See, and then they ended right there. You got that guy there. You got the preacher. You want to know you already know he was some kind of Aryan.
Right.
But you want to know more of his backstory. You want to see him get more brutal, more violent. Same thing happened with Luke Cage, as far as I'm concerned. I liked Bushmaster. Who don't like people were kind of hating. They were talking about his accent and all.
With them Cali Bushmaster.
But I wanted to see more. I'm like, season 3, I gotta see more Bushmaster.
Right.
And they get you, they draw you in, they pull you. It was a trap.
What was
they
his name?
They got you.
Alfred Riddick name in that?
Mariah Stokes.
Exactly.
And that was part of the beauty of Daredevil, because Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin was the singular best villain of all the shit that you saw on Netflix.
Yes.
On all of it.
Yes.
And we don't always see eye to eye with shit, and he gave a quick yes.
Wow. Very much.
The best villain.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to see
Cage to the rest of
it. I'm
it.
gonna have to see
on so many levels, man.
I mean, because his mental, he's just the top notch actor.
He's like brutal. and like the mindset of like a Mr. Glass and like
Right.
literally,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying, but brutal.
But that's what the Kingpin is. But they just pick the right guy, man. You know, every now and then.
Yeah.
Because it's him, like if you hear that he's going to be in, at least me, like people like him, like Jeffrey Wright, like if I hear that they're going to be in movies, I'm like, I got to see him. So I got to see OG as a result.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You already know.
Yeah, I got to check that.
Shout out to Jeffrey.
Yeah, he's a man. Right?
He won't change his face the whole movie.
Wait,
Like,
what was his name in Shaft?
People's
Hernandez.
and that was like his breakout. That was the first time I saw him. I had to find out he was black. Because I thought he was Dominican, just like the fact that he got that role. You know how many Latinos were in line to audition for that shit, and he got it.
Exactly. I am peoples, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, dog.
Yeah,
he played Basquiat though. That made that was crazy.
But he was good in his latest Netflix joint too. What was it called? He's all out in the wilderness.
I ain't see it, but I guess I should try.
Oh yeah, it's got some nice gun shootouts.
It just came out, or
a couple months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget the name of it.
See, when it be like with Netflix, I don't scan because I'll just scan incessantly and not watch anything and scan for 20 minutes. I got to like go into it and know what I'm watching. I don't know.
But you know, Netflix got these codes. Did you know about the Netflix codes?
No.
All right, so you know you log on to Netflix and you get to see what's trending, what most people are watching, and continue what you're watching. Maybe what's Then it'll have a couple subcategories, you know, whatever, mysteries, blah, 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 blah. You kind of cater to your previous viewing activity. But if you go, you kind of got to do it from your desktop. If you go online, you can enter like, you know, you hit the URL, netflix.com / and then there are these codes that you can enter. And the codes give you access to movies and all these other categories that you normally can't see right from like your smartphone or something like that. Or when you normally open up the app or go to the website. So you can Google the Netflix codes and you'll get like a listing. Like it's like tons of codes.
So if you just typed in one of the movies that the code opens up to, would you not be able to find the movie?
I think if you know the name of the movie, you can and it'll come up.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that there are so many genres and subgenres that you don't even know about. And they break stuff down into little categories like that. And it's like, oh damn, I didn't know horror went this deep.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of right.
Yeah.
So Google Netflix codes if you know Netflix like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man.
Just tell each other movies like that.
Cool.
Ready to get the meat and potatoes, man.
We already, hey man, as soon as we start talking, that's the meat and potatoes right there, dog. This is all money, and you're welcome. Absolutely.
I like to call this the appetizer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I got a full course.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it.
That was top chef shit.
That was
which I
all
also
dirt.
watch. I don't know if y'all do.
You said I got my Brady Lee.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, why not?
But,
So what's the meat?
what you wanted to start with, stuff? You know what you had on
It's your choice, man.
You brought it up, man. You stopped the conversation to bring up some meat. So I
Do we want to go with Jussie, or do we want to go with Gucci? Jussie, Gucci.
You said Jussie first.
I would do Jussie.
I think we're gonna start with Smollet. You know what I'm
Is it
saying?
Smollett or Smollett?
I don't know. They call him Jamal from Empire. He's a hell of an actor from what we're seeing on all levels. You know what I'm saying?
I only seen 5 Seconds of Empire.
So
McDonald's.
you ain't missing nothing.
But
You know, that's the first season, and then
Like the only Empire I've seen was on YouTube, and it was like the Chris Rock scene where he got killed in jail because people told me that was entertaining. Where he was like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
no.
yes, I
Was
do.
that season 2?
I think that might have been one.
Okay, well yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Chris Rock was like a kingpin in jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever, either
It
way.
was short lived. He got took off of it.
Regardless, it's just weird. Like from what I've seen online, the most recent storyline referring to Jussie is that he organized this ass whooping and was seen on the elevator with the dudes prior to the ass whooping.
When it first happened, I was talking to my wife about it. We was laying in bed having a conversation about it. And I was like, look, I hope this isn't true. But if it is, whatever, you know, it's a terrible thing. Not whatever, it's a terrible thing if it is true. But I hope it isn't true, but I'll be honest with you. You know, I'm trying to listen to my gut lately.
Right.
I try to pay my gut more attention.
That's a lie.
You know what I mean?
Everybody, he's been listening to that thing.
Forever. Yeah,
Stubborn as fuck. Anyway, go ahead.
But I was telling her, I was like, something about it is fishy. I'm sorry, like, you're Jussie Smollett.
I don't know too many 24-hour subways.
No. But hold on. Right, no, hold on. Yeah.
Because I don't know anything about that, so I want to hear about that. But go ahead.
But so you're Jussie Smollet, right? You're in Chicago.
Right.
It's what, the third largest city in America?
And it's brick.
Sure.
And it's brick.
It's a polar vortex going on.
It's brick.
Why are you out at 2 a.m.? I'm assuming you got money. Empire's a hit show, and you'd like the star.
It's like a negative dub outside. It's like a negative dub.
Right.
Like, what is you doing at a Deuce in the morning for some Subway?
So I never even heard how it happened.
But this is what I'm saying. So you get hungry at 2 a.m. and decide to take your rich black self out in the streets of Chicago to get some Subway?
Uber Eats ain't working?
During the polar vortex?
Uber Eats still ain't working?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm
like, it just wasn't adding up. I was like, now, granted,
initial reaction, you was like, oh, word, dog. They put the noose on the ball, like what? Yeah, like that.
Look, and not to say that rich people can't go out for fresh air and go eat and get food at 2 a.m. in the morning because they can do whatever they want to do. Mm-hmm. But I don't really think nobody's out at 2 a.m. in Chicago during like that polar vortex freezing winter to go get a Subway sandwich by themselves and being rich.
You being too nice. We as the black people, we are not going out in brick cold for some Subway. Wawa, a little bit different.
See, I'm not the hugest Subway guy, but I know people that like it.
But they ain't going out at 2 in the morning and brick cold.
So,
and walking, like,
Doug, really?
Listen, man.
There's I
like cold weather.
You don't like negative 20. Windy
I don't like
city
Subway. So I guess what I'm saying is,
come on,
like, who are you to say that he can't go outside?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he can. I'm not saying that he can't.
Wait, were there like pictures of him with the noose and all this type of shit?
No, I'm not saying that he can't go outside. I'm saying the odds of this being. Come on, dog. Like, come on. I gotta test my skin tone right here. That don't sound right.
The odds of two Trump supporters being out at 2 o'clock in the morning looking for, I'm assuming, some minority black dude.
You that darky from Empire
in Chicago with a noose. Trying to.
Did he say that they were white?
Yeah, he said that they were white, trying to lynch somebody. Now, I would think a Trump supporter would be biased anyway against going to Chicago because it's supposed to be uber violent right now.
Because you would get your ass whipped.
And then why would you go and talk to the black dude?
No, it depends on what side. If they ain't on the south side, they good. Oh,
okay. So then I'm thinking, that why would they be in Chicago when Chicago's supposed to be crazy off the hook at 2 o'clock in the morning looking for some black guys? Wouldn't a racist Trump supporter just assume that the black dude is armed? Gang member out 2 o'clock in the morning must be up to no good. So it just wasn't.
It's called Chirac.
It just don't make sense.
They pack cameras.
And Chicago is nowhere. How is Chicago MAGA country?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Chicago?
MAGA country and Chirac don't really correlate. But they're burbs. You know what I mean? Like,
it's two areas.
Right, but I mean, like Lee was saying, it's two areas, but it's no different from us in Cheltenham. Like, you know, it's half the people in Cheltenham say they're from Philadelphia, and there's literally a street that divides them. Now, so that's right on the edge.
No doubt. But what are the odds of somebody saying Cheltenham is MAGA country?
Now they won't, but back in the day you would. When it was,
but you got to be in the
Pennsylvania, so there are enough surrounding counties.
Exactly. Once you go up
close by now,
Salem or something like that.
I'm not saying points west and north of Philadelphia. Yeah, absolutely. You start getting out there in Harleysville and Quakertown and
you ain't got to go that far, man.
Right, exactly.
Right. You need Philadelphia and it just turns into Alabama like that.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway,
I get that. I get that. But
metropolitan Chicago, downtown, what we talking about? It's a diverse place. And what is going on at 2 a.m. where you got two boys chilling with Magna hats in the brick? You know what I'm saying?
And all we got is your word.
Purposely looked out and said, Judith, you know, I'm not going to repeat that because, you know, it's a different time now, but you are, you know, his sexuality type of fella. Out here, you from Empire, you want to do that type of stuff, and they beat you up, and you claim they didn't really beat you up because you know what you said on the the interview on stage. Oh, I get they asses back, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fought back. I feel. He also said, I don't know if you heard this either, brother, that he feels like he's the gay Tupac.
He said that. I didn't know he said that.
I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. You don't wanna boom.
See, I seen the memes. I seen the memes. I seen to like, you know,
boom. Yeah, man.
yeah, all the memes
You
with
know
the
what I'm saying?
covers.
Oh, all right, you know what I'm saying? That's all.
See, because
You know what
I'm like
saying?
peripheral on this, and I've just been seeing it the last couple of
You know what I'm
days.
saying? Niggas,
I would have thought that
Tupac.
at the very least, you saw somebody saw his ass whooped outside. There was photographic evidence of his ass whooped outside. So he basically, if we're just having an honest conversation, just between
Of
us,
course.
never mind the camera, he got somebody to whoop his ass in the comfort of his own home and said that he got his ass whooped outside.
It's not even
And said that he got his ass whooped outside. And if that is the case, the best story that he come up with is going outside 2 o'clock for a Subway sandwich.
I think somebody who comes up with a cockamamie story like that didn't get his ass whooped inside. He whooped his own ass inside. That's what I think.
No, because
I
that's
think
you did that.
he bruised himself
No.
and then went to die. I don't see him letting
No,
him
remember
you know.
as they dig deeper into it. Remember, let's not forget about the 2 Nigerian boys that had got, held up with the cops and then released because they gave their version of the story, and supposedly he scammed them. He came to them on some, you know what I'm saying? I think maybe to pay them to rough him up to make it look like this or some shit like that, and they came out about that in a sense. So I mean, it's still somewhat unfolding, but it's not folding and unfolding in a
Right. See,
positive
because I
manner.
heard about the Nigerian boys, but I thought they let them go.
Yeah.
Because I guess it wasn't enough evidence to
Right,
hold,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I mean, I wasn't sure if they actually beat him up, if they just put the noose on him or were in the area at the time for him to help sell his crack. You know what I mean? So I know they were
shows what
seen
I
in the
don't know.
elevator. Yeah, you know
He
what I
was
mean? I don't
bruised
know.
up, right?
Yeah,
Lightly.
yeah.
Okay.
You ain't see, I know you don't mess with my man Hughley like that, but you ain't see his tweet. He was like, it looked like he got beat up by M'Baku and T'Challa, and all he had was that one scratch on his face. He was like, get out of here. Because it was in good shape.
Right. I saw the pictures of him. Yeah.
They would have whooped his ass. I mean, if it really was on his own time like that. You want us to whoop your ass?
So maybe they did. Maybe he did pay him, and they roughed him up a little bit. I was thinking, man, he probably might as well.
Yeah, but a dude like that would strike me as not having the heart to hurt himself and need somebody else to do it for him.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
And also, like they said, the real thing was we're covering up what it was really about.
Which is
He was looking for some hoagie rolls, all right. Something to roll up on in his ass. You know what I mean? At that time of morning. He was looking for a little bit. Listen, ain't nothing open after 2 a.m. but legs in hospitals, baby. You dig? So come on, man.
So you're
You know what I'm
saying
saying?
he was out? He was out patrolling.
I mean-
You're saying he was out patrolling looking for sex?
Why not? Yes, probably with his gay ass. Yes.
But then what happened?
Yes.
And then he
What
got-
the fuck?
So, did a trick go wrong or something?
Maybe,
like
maybe, and it went wrong, and
And he got- and then he- that's how he got released.
Is this the?
This is just my. Hey,
No,
listen,
wait.
Sometimes
Because
this is my
got
thought
some, this got
process.
some layers. Is this like the front, the cover for something that's going to unfold later?
You
like
never
some
know.
big. He's putting this smoke screen out now so that later on something comes out about
Yeah,
prison
the rendezvous.
and
Exactly.
one of those rendezvous.
You dig?
So then he was like, "I'm gonna hire my homies to act like
Shit,
Yeah.
what can I come up with to cover that up?
I'm still trying to
Ooh,
put it together.
Subway, 2 a.m.
Let me hire the Nigerian boys, and then y'all say that I'm hiring Nigerian boys just to walk down the
As you
street with a Subway
dissect it more,
is, to be
exactly.
caught on camera. I can't.
Think
I'm trying
about the
to make it
different
work.
levels we just done took it to on this conversation. I mean, of course, everybody has as well, but like, come on, any way you get it is funny money. It sounds very funny, and I think what you just said over there is probably what it really is. It's something bigger that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
trying-
big conspiracy right
I'm
there.
trying to
Like,
make it work. I'm trying
You know
to
what I'm
fit it.
saying?
So,
Yeah.
like,
You know
why
what I
would you
mean?
need the Nigerian?
So listen, man, ain't nobody
right, I mean, like,
I don't know.
there's not enough sensical things
But
to
these are
try to
bits
make
and
it work.
pieces.
Like,
We don't really have
but
anything.
whatever it is, it's,
we don't have anything as a public. Not
if,
really.
if the absolute truth isn't what he said, then whatever is the truth is weird and crazy.
Exactly.
So there's no reason for us to know exactly how it played out because it was some weirdo shit.
period. And he just made a story that would try to be super weirdo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Everybody got their reasons, man.
you know what I'm saying? That's all, man. Damn.
Some folks is really in the line. You know, like take pride in it. Like this is what my gift to the world.
or just the fact to be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For that many people.
I like to call them biddies.
That's something. I do really want to know what the hell happened. Like, what happened?
I mean, I'm sure it may unravel, it may not, but it's a lot of layers. But it goes back
It's
to he was doing
interesting.
something funny.
Right.
He was definitely looking for something funny going on at 2 a.m. B.
Because
it's like a Wednesday too, B.
Right. Because
It's like a Tuesday, like Wednesday, dog. Like what are you looking
he
for?
He is
dog?
on camera in the subway, right? They got him on camera inside the subway. They don't have any footage of him leaving the subway or footage of him after he leaves. I think they have him on camera in the subway.
Oh, okay.
So he actually was in the subway at 2 a.m. And then afterwards, that's when it's like,
Oh damn, that subway had cameras.
Okay, all right. So at least he did go outside.
Yeah.
right.
So he didn't just stay inside and get his ass whooped. And all right, so he's
He went
little
outside.
effort, little late
I
work.
also heard that he was getting written off of Empire. I don't know how true that is. I don't know how.
I don't think that would have anything. It's not like he's not gonna get another job. Empire has led him to more work and whatever he got going between that and
And
singing.
I wouldn't think that this would just bring out the pencil eraser. Oh shit, he's in the news now.
right.
Let's keep him. All right, that's just gonna get him more watches for this
Yeah,
season.
exactly.
Especially if they offer him, that's gonna get him even more. So yeah, party on, girl.
Exactly.
spin-off.
There's no such thing as bad press, man. Diddy Ben told you that, man. But whatever.
Yeah, that is something.
Gucci. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, I gotta take back all my Gucci bags,
You know
my
what I'm saying?
Gucci slippers.
Line 'em up, you know what I'm saying?
My Gucci pajamas. All of it's got to go now.
I remember being a kid
Whatever.
having like a Gucci like sun visor, and it was the most plated visor ever. I'm sure I got it on a stand somewhere in Logan on Broad Street. But just thinking about that then, that's probably the only Gucci apparel I ever had, and it wasn't real.
Yeah,
So
I think it's all promo.
don't really do
It's
much
like
with
you
it.
said, there's no bad press. I really think it is because everybody's on board with it. I mean, Gucci's doing some. We all saw the turtleneck with the blackface, half blackface with the red lips, whatever you want to call it. We all saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Then before that, it was Prada with the little figurines, I guess you would call them.
Monkey look like
Yeah, they were
that's
also like decorative pieces
Minstrel
for
show
your,
joints.
for your pocketbooks. Yeah, you didn't see that? Yeah, they're all on display in their window. All in the past like month or 2 months. And then even what was it, yesterday or
Burberry.
today? Burberry had the hoodie with the noose on it.
I just see that.
Oh my
there.
gosh, it's
Like
crazy.
who thought that?
Yeah,
Who like when like fashion wise? When did like this regular?
But what happens is it starts trending, and then there are people who don't care if black people are offended by some offensive material, and they'll go, oh,
Because this is
Prada.
art.
Like,
This
so
is
they go to
art.
Prada's website and start looking through some Prada stuff. It's just press, and I'm sure their sales probably went up. I'm sure their sales didn't go down.
They gonna buy it still, and this boycott will last for a bit. Whatever boycott that's going on.
Floyd Mayweather, like, man, F y'all.
Exactly.
If I could put on Gucci eyeballs,
He goes
I
left just
would.
to go left. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's like, come on.
I'm going to Gucci.
No, it's like- It's racks on racks on racks.
When you make millions being an antagonist, it's
Yeah.
hard to change that.
He's a professional heel. That's what he is.
Yeah, but
He's a heel.
that's where the money is.
Exactly.
Like,
I am the bad guy.
Like, I tell you guys all the time, so much shit comes from pro wrestling. But
Yeah,
that's what. But it's no different from Ali. He took from Gorgeous George. He just wasn't the black villain as much as he was the white one. But he was a heel to them. Like, I don't know how many people pay to see if Frazier or Foreman would whoop, especially Foreman.
Exactly.
I mean, especially Frazier, just because there was such a racial divide there, which is just. I don't want to go off a tangent because I'm not the biggest fan of Ali just based on how he treated Frazier. He's unequivocally the greatest heavyweight that ever fought. Like, you could pluck him into any year and he would be the heavyweight champion if he fought the best person. But he did some real scumbag shit for somebody who was so pro-black to some one black man. But and that just made me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, boxers selling shit. Those are the good ones.
Back on
They
track.
just if you don't steal from the mouthpieces, then you're just like a puncher. That I do my fighting in the ring, which is good and it's going to sell eventually if you're a great fighter.
Yeah.
But for him to be a defensive only fighter and to have made more money than anybody else in the sport is a testament to the mouthpiece.
Yes.
Yeah, that draw.
Very much.
But sometimes it's like, but you
$9
can't
million,
you pick and choose?
$9
Like,
Yeah.
He chooses
It'd be
them
nice.
all. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he chooses
Any
them all.
opportunity, he can just jump on it. Yes, please, thank you.
I'm going to
Gucci. And listen, now because he ain't fighting, so relevancy. How do I do it? Okay, I got to be a contrarian.
They have the cameras right in his face.
See my Gucci.
I'm going to Gucci.
Right.
That's
And I'm taking my hair on.
You know what I'm saying?
God damn, Floyd.
Yeah.
It's just a day in the life, man. Money, money.
Right. And the same reason you love him, the same reason you hate him. Like that's why he was money.
You know what I'm saying?
It happens.
But yeah,
T.I. made a song off this shit.
yeah, I know.
Fuck,
I heard it.
that was
But yeah,
deep.
but it's got to just be promo. It's not a coincidence. I'm sure all these fashion houses, they're privy to everybody's line that's coming out. Or they even, just the people involved probably talk to each other, we're going to do some risque designs this season.
And you notice when they're doing it, all these designs came out or coming around or being mentioned in Black History Month, our little short ass month. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just more ways to, fuck with shit. So, it's cool.
Yeah, so yeah.
More propaganda. We get it. Come on, man.
We'll see how long the boycotts last. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, shit, I boycotted the NFL for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So I'm
this
still going
ain't-
on.
Do you see a stoppage with the settlement that he just got? I don't know if everybody knows he just got a settlement
Exactly.
reportedly between 60 and 80 million.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy paper. And it doesn't stop his desire to want to play.
Exactly.
And, I think his lawyer, his agent, suspects
At
that
first-
he may get some type of workout in the foreseeable future.
First, I was a little salty because I wanted to know all the dirt that would be uncovered. I wanted all those NFL owners to be aired out.
You're
You know what
not.
I mean? Not right now.
You're not,
It will
ever.
leak eventually. Eventually, I think it'll leak.
No.
That information, it's still somebody's privy to that information. It's gonna be
NFL,
like, you know what?
yeah,
I'm
nah.
leaking this shit.
No, they're
I'm gonna
not.
put it out. I'm not saying it's gonna be cabinet because they signed that NDA. But I feel like somebody involved ain't getting all them M's, and it's going to be like, yo, if I got a chance
guess
to
what?
See, I don't. Right. But
You know what I mean?
that's where
I'ma leave
the
it.
sentence that you just said is why it won't happen. Somebody who don't have all the M's. This is like you're expecting wealthy white leakage.
You don't think nobody's going to leak it?
And that person you're talking about is going to try to go to an entity like a TMZ or
That
somebody
person
like
will
that.
die before some shit like that.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying to you.
Mysterious
And
train
TMZ
crash. One person involved on the train. No conductor.
I know.
Spontaneously exploded. No.
From both ends.
Wealthy white leakage?
I'm
No.
not doing that. I'm not getting that, man.
Well, I hope it gets leaked.
It would be nice
Some
to
way,
see.
somehow, some shit.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
Wishful thinking, yeah, but no.
Yeah.
We will
That ain't
likely
on the
be in
menu.
another life.
But
We find out about that
you
shit.
know the dirt was there because they settled. Like, and I get it. Sometimes people settle because it's like, look, I'm not trying to go through all the bad press or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not trying
Yeah,
to
but
take it to
like
court.
except
I
for
don't
life
need that.
settlement though, like even for the NFL who has money coming in even in February and
That's
combine
crazy money
shit and
because
everything.
NFL money ain't guaranteed money.
But I mean, like just the NFL entity itself, how it has money coming in hand over fist all the time, every second.
Yeah.
For them to even, it may
can't
seem like a
justify-
minuscule amount, 60 to 80 million to them, but it's a big number
Oh,
to
yeah.
anybody, to any entity.
Oh, yeah.
So
but
for
to the
them to-
NFL, that's nothing.
But even still, for that number to be publicized and hypothesized, that's what he got, and for them to give that to him, it's like, whoa,
Yeah. They had
we
to,
really had some shit.
They had to act
Like
yeah.
somebody
They had to bow
called him a
down.
monkey.
Like,
Somebody
wow,
pointed and
man.
said
But
that dark
not
will
only
never
that-
play on my team.
Come on, man.
Bill, wait,
If
Jesus.
they did numbers.
They
You can't
texted.
put numbers up like Mark Sanchez or Kaepernick and say, how can this guy still get a call? Derek Anderson, like all these bum ass
Yeah,
boys that
it
you had
became-
coming
it was
out
so
of nowhere
obvious just to
with
the
these
average
quarterbacks, like you
viewer.
couldn't, like that would just add more and more fuel to his case. Like, all right, another one they
There
call.
was always a couple
Another
of jerks
ball. Like, come on, man.
on Twitter or whatever saying, "Oh, but you got to look at the stats, and he hasn't had a good season. His last season was." But
Which
this guy was better.
is true.
But comparable to
No,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
right. No,
but it was like
he's
come on,
right, yeah.
compared to him, like, are you
Right,
serious?
like
Like,
this
you
is
know what I'm
like
saying?
should he be competing for a starting position, in Green Bay or something?
Yeah,
like that.
right.
But like there have been so
to
many
be a
trash.
backup.
Like
yeah.
Buffalo had just a litany of shit
Yeah.
in terms of their quarterbacks and their record and their play reflected that.
Exactly.
Like he could have got a chance, dog. Like ain't no way he would have
Exactly.
been. You would have been worse off with him.
At all.
So
Yeah, so he settled, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets picked up by.
What's the
somebody.
original question?
Oh, would I start watching
Yeah.
again? I don't know, right? Like, you feel like, yeah, okay, the point's been made, boycott's over, he got cut his check, even though we didn't get all the dirt like we wanted to get. You know what I mean? They forced to let him start playing again. He took a stance.
Because you keep up with it
I did.
in your own way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like the dude that...
But that was like the fact that they did him so dirty in the first place. You know what I mean?
Principality is where it's
now it starts getting to that point. It's like, yeah, I know it's cool. They cool now. Well, they all right. They on
So you're
working
just not a football
terms.
fan no more?
No, I'm still
Hell
football
yeah,
fan.
it is.
They working terms now. They on. I don't even say good terms. They can work together
What you
now.
watching, the CFL? What you doing, man?
The AAF, is that the new shit?
I
That
just,
was
I
called
just
AAF?
read it. But so I'm
You
like,
should become
but
a
they
fan
still
of
did it
that
to him in the
just to
first
show 'em.
place stuff. It's like it's crazy they had to go to these lengths
Oh,
in order to get
yeah.
people to act right. Now sometimes you do gotta do crazy stuff to get people to act right. You know what I mean?
This is the way it is.
This is how
Especially
it
when
Sometimes
it
you gotta
comes
race.
for the struggle of us. That's definitely what it is,
sometimes,
man.
it's like I've been petty at work, and I'm trying not to be too petty. Not to get off on a little tangent. Did I
No.
tell you about the cafeteria issue I've been having?
No, tell
Okay,
us.
so I work on my shift, right?
Mhm.
And not that any table in the cafeteria has any one person's name on it. The
Correct.
tables are for everyone.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
But what I hate is that there is another individual that comes and picks up overtime occasionally on
You
my
did tell
shift
me
from
about
another
this. You did
shift.
tell me about
And
this.
he'll sit at the
Yeah.
table where I sit.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
You did tell me.
But he likes to leave his lunch bag and his coat at the table. So even when he's not at the table, nobody else can come and enjoy the table.
My table, my property.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, man. When you're not here and I sit at the table and I eat, I put my lunch bag down. When I'm done eating, take my lunch bag with me, clean up the table, so the next person can enjoy the table. Tables are for everybody. You can't try to claim and put your name on
Why
it.
don't you pick another table?
No, that's against the point. So he leaves his stuff on the table. I sit right there at the table, and I leave all my trash on the table. I don't clean up after myself when he sits at the table and leaves his shit there. I leave my shit there to make a point.
Yeah.
I think he's been getting it.
Okay.
The last time he was there, his shit was there.
Do you guys ever interact?
No.
Have you seen him?
Yes.
Okay.
And he sees me.
Okay.
I know he knows I'm the one leaving the trash on the table. So I leave my trash on
Not
the
really
table.
physical, is it?
No, it's not like that. This is just a battle.
It's a battle.
Battle principles. So I leave all
My will is
I leave all
strong.
my trash on the table. You know what I mean? I make sure it's like kind of wet. You know what I'm saying? Leave it right there on the table because you won't leave your stuff on the
Sometimes I'll
table.
bite the apple and just like get a little bit out my mouth and shit. I don't care.
You want to leave your stuff on the table? I'm gonna leave my stuff on the
I'll just
table.
half-ass chicken
You know what I
bone.
mean? You're not the only person that can leave stuff on this
I
table.
hope one day that you are like just finishing eating and he forgot that he left something important there and he comes to get it and sees you there and you can just like drop popcorn in front of him like.
I have been sitting at the table eating when he's come into the cafeteria.
Oh.
He's had to take his stuff and go sit someplace else because I'm sitting there eating. I'm looking for my phone. I'm just watching the Punisher.
Oh, okay. So this has gotten kind of confrontational.
Yeah,
Because the point is like,
take
take
your
your
shit
shit
and
with
walk.
you, man.
Yeah.
We got
Take your-
shelves for bags
shit
and
and walk,
lunchboxes.
man.
It's like, stop trying to claim, stop trying to hog the table.
Right.
The part about it, it's not that he sits at the table.
No.
Other people sit at the table too, not just me.
Right.
But it's like, yo, stop
You don't
trying
own
to
the
claim.
table.
You don't
Right.
own
Marking
this
your
table.
territory.
Dog.
And you know by now that other people like to sit on this table.
Right.
And I know when you work on your shift, you hog this table.
Job
How you gonna
better.
come on my shift and then try to hog the table? It's just, where's the courtesy at? You know, it's like no courtesy involved.
You might should just kick his ass.
But you know what? And it's funny. Before he actually stopped putting his stuff on the table, I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what?
What if I shit in this table?
No,
Okay,
not
good,
even
good,
that. Not
good.
even
Okay,
that.
checking.
I was actually thinking to myself, I was like, yo, next time I see this guy, let me just ask him, like, hey, can you do me a favor? When you get done eating at the table, just put your bag on the shelf so I can sit at the table. You know
That's
what
all I wanted to do, but you wanted to play this game.
I
Yeah, that's it. But you wanted to play this game. But you wanted to play this game. My will is strong too.
Right, then you get that. I was like, oh, all right.
That's all you had to do was ask, but no, you wanted to fight.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what's going on.
You want to fight? I'll give you a fight.
Right,
You get you the slow laugh.
right. Because you
You
don't
asked
even
me
know.
that. You asked me this now.
Now,
You asked me
now
this
you
now.
come to me.
Him and his two homies is having a podcast right now. Let me tell you about this shit at work. This one asshole at my table. I own the table.
I've been there 20 years.
I leave my shit. It is my shit.
Oh,
That's
man.
it. No one else sit there.
I'm funny. I was like, yo, stop being petty with this dude. Just say, hey, man, look, when you get done eating, can you put your bag
See,
on?
but no. So
It's too far.
I get
I
that.
know.
Because what if, just hypothetically,
That's all
he's
it
like,
takes,
all right, well, how about fuck your mother? Right? Like, where you go then? Like, that's a sharp turn.
I know,
And now, like, the music stopped. Everybody else in the camp's like, how's this play out? Like, whoa.
I like my job, my man,
Lunch
but
bag just
I'm off
got
at 3:30. I'm off at 3:30. We can meet down Township Ryan Road. You know, shit.
I might have choked him out.
It took a turn.
And we work in a factory, so there's all kinds of equipment and all
Right,
that.
it's gonna get Punisher in there. Like,
I would not, because he's old. So I wouldn't.
he's like a Brazilian. Oh man, don't let it get there.
No.
So we're gonna need monthly updates, I think. On what's going on with you guys.
He ain't there all the time. Just when he come in for overtime. He might come every once in a while come for overtime. It's like, God damn it, man, you know this shit.
I'm hoping we get him on the show.
Yeah, I know one day. We want to be best friends.
And here's Marco. Hello, everybody. My buddy stops saying, "You have show? I see show."
I leave my shit right here. You shoot show.
Right. Ooh, this nice table right
You sit here? No. I sit here.
Oh, this nice chair too, brother. Oh man, I don't know how he got this accent, but we've been.
I know, right?
And it works.
And yeah.
And it works, man.
Sorry, Marco.
You're like 58 and shit. You know what I mean?
Anyway, yeah.
Stop trying to be.
I guess
Life's too short, man. Like, because what you don't want to do is occupy all this mental space thinking about this.
And that's what it does at work when he does that. I'm
Right.
like, yo, he's getting on my nerves. Even when I sit there, I'm like,
Right.
why I got to go through all these changes?
Yeah, man.
It might just kind of like not ruin my night, but like I might be in
there's
the
too much-
shop and I
there's
see
too
him
much
walk by,
energy.
I'm like, oh, he here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Right.
Okay.
Spending all this mental.
Yeah, you got the juice out on that, man.
Taping up my hands.
Right. Putting them in the glass after the glue.
Okay.
As long as you know what time it is now.
We gonna battle, huh?
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Take a breath
So,
on
yeah,
that.
it is. What it is.
Hopefully
Fine.
cooler heads prevail and we
I just don't
have
want to keep being petty because I don't want to go down a path of pettiness. I feel like there's probably no return.
No.
Yeah,
You
man.
see, be petty about everything.
You're taking the first step because that's a self-evaluation.
Especially when you've been petty
saying?
in one. Because you might start feeling yourself. You're petty again.
And this is not the time.
Get petty early. It's just a matter of time and
This is
action.
the place where you make money. So you need to be in a win situation for everybody. So
So
at some
sometimes
point
I'll
you
be
got
like,
to just let that go.
like, I hold that L when you come in and work every once in a while. Yeah. But I still gotta make it known I don't like it.
It gave me the
You know what I
real
mean?
life. Oh,
Like,
boy.
I don't like it. You know, I'll let you know.
Well, also too, that's cool. But stop letting it take up time and energy from your shift and your day
Sometimes we all
and your
a
mental
little
space.
susceptible.
Oh,
Pettiness.
100%, man. That's just life, man. Like, the skill, I guess, is to try to suppress it. Like, and it is damn sure a skill.
That's a challenge.
And not one that
real
you get
challenge.
overnight or one that you sustain. Like, you have to always.
But in suppression,
Do so.
you should have an outlet to release. You can't just keep
You
suppressing.
can't just hold it.
Because
Right. Absolutely.
Because this leads me to, if anything, a going out or a subject we could lead on the going out, man. And I call it checking on your strong friends. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like dedicate this moment right now to my good brother, our good brother that we went to school with, Patrick, man. You know what I'm saying? Good brother. And with that, we as men go through a lot of things. And like my good brother said, we suppress a lot of it and hold it in and hold it in. And that's not good because at some point you need to let it out. And at all points you should be able to let it out, just maybe not on the wrong people and in the wrong environment. It's good to have that friend that you can vent to and vent about and get that off your chest. So for those out there, check on your strong friend. Love is love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but just even more than that, like, you should always just check on all your friends. But yeah, the strong ones are hiding the most in most scenarios. But don't be afraid to seek mental health help. I guess
Yes,
is probably the more important thing. Like, I personally have a counselor. I liken it a lot to just getting your annual PCP doctor checkup. Like, it's just like a brain checkup. Like, why not talk to a professional about what's going on inside to just see where it comes from, why you're thinking it, and what the end result of what you do might be. And it shouldn't be, at least it's not with me, the type of thing where somebody's telling me you're doing this because of this. Why you like? Is this not? It's just a forum with a trained professional to say whatever the fuck you want to say and however you want to say it, where you don't have to feel weird about what you say.
Say it. Yeah, exactly.
Because even with your closest utmost friend, if you got some shit that's what you consider to be ultra personal or embarrassing, like, you're not going to say it. You would encourage your friend, like, I swear you guys can tell me anything ever and know that we'll just discuss it. And if I clown you, I'll clown you as your friend that I love. But
Like
yeah, like, you still just you tread. You don't want to cross that line. So if seeking the help doesn't mean a friend and it means going to a professional,
Agreed.
even if it's just between you and that professional, you don't tell a soul. Then do
Agreed.
that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's a vent box.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what you need, a vent box, man.
Maybe that's why I should do something to be so petty at work.
It might not be a bad idea to discuss it. You never know.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna walk into the therapist's office. I'm gonna see that other dude sitting on the bench waiting. Like, are you here too?
Mm-hmm. Marco, go first.
Yeah.
You see my doctor?
You see my bag in the chair?
It's a him.
Right.
That is the problem right there.
Yes, just walked in.
Here I go.
Right. Recommend couples therapy next time. Man, I see a buddy comedy.
Yeah, man.
That's good stuff, man.
It's coming, man.
Yeah.